Folks, we are back playing Blacklist Conspiracy, the Butcher of San Mauricio. Let's do some of this stuff. So, this model train you brought me doesn't bear resemblance to the one that crashed this morning. It's an exact replica, down to the model number painted on the side. There was a damaged circuit board inside the model. If you put it back together, we should be able to find out who it was for. Interesting. There were traces of blood and bleach on that lamp you gave me. No doubt whoever put it into the industrial dryer was trying to destroy evidence. Luckily for us, they used a chlorine-based bleach. It destroyed all fingerprint evidence, but if they'd used an oxygen-based bleach, it would have destroyed the blood sample too. I ran the blood sample against the database, and it's a match for our victim, Arturo Hernandez. I think we can safely say that this lamp is our murder weapon. Oh, so Arturo was murdered at the hotel. I just learned from our crime scene text that his room is clean, just as Elise said, but they'll keep sweeping the hotel to try and find our murder scene. In the meantime, we should continue looking, following other leads. Arturo Hernandez has some link to the freelancer, and we're going to find it. What's the meaning of this? If you keep dragging me back in here for no reason, my legal team will not hesitate to bring up harassment charges. Oh, we have reason enough, Mr. Whitmore. We've recently discovered that the last place Arturo Hernandez was seen alive was a Wimberley hotel. Did Arturo Hernandez check into that hotel by himself last night? Yeah, because this fool said that he didn't see him. Oh. Whitmore is lying about Arturo. He checks in the... Yep, I already knew that. I just selected the wrong answer. An eyewitness says you checked Arturo Hernandez into the hotel. Pretty interesting that you paid in cash so it wouldn't be traced back to you. I wonder what your opponent would think. Fine, I'll tell you the truth. Arturo Hernandez wasn't his real name. When I met him in El Salvador, he was Benito Mora, a CIA-trained soldier fighting anti-government guerrillas during the war. The atrocities that happened during the war are well documented. I still have nightmares about them, and after I left the CIA, I did my best to distance myself from that life. So you can imagine my surprise when right after announcing my campaign, I got a letter all the way from El Salvador. Benito was threatening to go public with some of the things I did during the war. He said that if I helped him get American citizenship, he'd keep quiet, so he used my connections to do just that, under the identity of Arturo Hernandez. Once his papers came through, I assumed our business was done. We had no prospects here, no friends or family, so he came back to me. I gave him a job, and have been bankrolling him ever since. I checked him into the hotel last night because my opponent has been snooping around about my time in the CIA. Did you notice anything odd when you checked Benito into the hotel last night? Yeah, shortly after we checked him in, he wanted to leave. Said he recognized somebody there. I kept asking who it was, but he wouldn't say. Thanks for your time, Mr. Whitmore. We'll be in touch when we learn more about what happened to Benito. Fail. That was horrible. Okay, so we gotta repair the broken circuit board. Okay, so let's see. That obviously goes there. This one has to go here. This has to go here. Boom, baby. It's a locomotive decoder. Standard part in remote control model trains, but this one is special. Custom made. Whoever built this has serious understanding of electrical engineering. Also, looks like there's some writing on the edge of the circuit board. It's a pair of initials, AC. AC. Well, didn't Elise Clark mention having a sister named Abigail who works as a maid at the hotel? Let's bring her in for questioning. Thanks for coming in to speak with us, Abigail. Sure, as soon as my sister mentioned that one of her guests was murdered, I wanted to help out in any way I could. We found something odd in the laundry room that we were hoping you could shed some light on. Please show Abigail the item agent. Oh, what's the circuit board, right? Yeah, the train. Oh, my model train. I've been looking all over for that. I know it's broken, but hopefully when I turn it into my teacher, she will still give me partial credit. Your teacher? This is for some sort of class? I thought you were a maid at your sister's hotel. Well, just to pay for my electrical engineering program, I wanted to take out a loan to focus on my studies, but they aren't exactly handing those out to first-generation immigrants with no credit history. Can you tell us why this model train is an exact replica of the one that derailed this morning? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because I designed the look of the model by watching the trains come in near Decatur Industrial Park. It's a great spot to get really close and observe the details. Usually, I was able to set up and paint my model there, but yesterday I ran into some creep who yelled at me that I was trespassing before grabbing my poor train and throwing it at me. What'd the guy look like? Middle-aged, kinda tall, dark hair. Oh, and he's wearing one of those Nathan Whitmore campaign buttons and pulling around a handcart. As soon as he saw me, he just totally freaked out. Thanks for your time, Abigail. We'll be in touch if we have any more questions. Boom. I think it's high time you get over to the industrial park and track down the man that Abigail Clark says harassed her near the trains yesterday. I have a feeling that he was either the freelancer or an associate. Take Agent Torres to find out which. Well, seems like the victim. Oh, cool. What's that classified doc? 6. That's pretty. That can be done. To 6 combo, I can do that on any of these. I spoke with the industrial park manager. He said that there's been quite a few things going missing lately, both cargo off the trains and the handcarts they used to move them. Some of these things may have been used by the freelancer or an accomplice to sabotage the train. Let's see what we can find. Alright. I'm down. Day planner. Flashlight. Handcart. Combo meter max. Okay, I see the stop sign. Birds. Middle bar. It's not the middle bar? What's the middle bar? Okay. If they said girder, I might have gotten that one. Well, that's quite the collection of interesting knickknacks you found. Reddington, what are you doing here? Agent Keene is busy following up on some freelance Elise before Miss Campo's event this evening, so I thought I'd drop in to see if you found anything that could help catch that slippery rascal a bit faster. Well, this handcart we found is one of the pieces of equipment the industrial park manager mentioned had gone missing. We lifted several prints off of it. Hopefully one of them belongs to our thief. We also found a day planner filled with appointments and different notes. It doesn't have anything saying who it belongs to, but I'm sure Abrams will be able to figure it out. This metal bar looks like it could be a spare track part. Interesting. Initial reports indicate the train derailed this morning because of some of the track wandered off. Perhaps this bar is the missing track piece. We better take it back for examination as well. We'll get this started right away, unless there was something else you needed, Reddington. Oh no. Feel free to run along. I better get back and check on Lizzie's progress. I do hope I'll see you at the party later tonight. It should be quite the affair. Alright. I guess this one? Nope. 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 Huh. I still got 5. Okay, we've eliminated all the fingerprints belonging to employees with alibis from the handcart. There's just one identified fingerprint left. Let's have Abrams run this fingerprint against the database to see if we can get a match on handcart thief. Yep, analyze that one as well. Sweet, so 7 hours. I'll see you guys back as my pitching ACD. Au revoir. I'll analyze the day planner. It belongs to Elise Clark. It's full of information on what guests are checking into and out of the hotel, as well as references to her sister, AC. One of the pages was torn up, and some of the shreds are still in the planner. Maybe if you put them back together, we can figure out what's on them. Yeah, because you are way, being able to put stuff together is way out of your pay grade. Well, this metal bar you had me examine is a joint bar. You used a couple of sections of railroad track together to keep them in place. The freelancer derailed the train by removing this joint bar from the railroad track this morning. Did you recover any evidence showing who may have handled the joint bar? No, unfortunately it's been wiped clean. I guess we'll have to keep following our other leads to find the freelancer. So we kind of found the murder weapon. So puzzle. There we go. Well, the day planner page is from yesterday. There's a note in the margin. It says, they said the butcher of San Mauricio is dead, but he lives and he's here in the hotel. Huh. Never even heard of a place called San Mauricio. I'll search the database to see if anything comes up. Thanks, Aaron. Once we finish examining the rest of our evidence from the industrial park, let's get back to the hotel and see if we can find out why seeing Benito Mora gave Elise such a shock. Ah, so he's really he's got a seedy past. Well, the fingerprint you asked me to run through the system is a match to Jet Abrams. Train dispatcher? Why would he have stolen this handcart? Could he be the man who broke Abigail's train? Let's bring him in for questioning. Thanks for coming in to speak with us, Chet. Well, it's not like I have much of a choice in the matter. I've been talking with you so much that my boss is threatening to count it as one of my vacation days. Well, we found a handcart that had been reported stolen from the industrial park, and your fingerprints were on it. There's no record of you ever having checked it out. Why did you steal the handcart? I didn't steal it. I found it near the tracks. I was just about to take it back to the supply shed, but I ran into some kid trespassing. I figured the kid was the one who stole the handcart in the first place. I tried to catch her so I could turn her in, but I tripped over a stupid model train. By the time I got up, she was gone. If only I had given that model train to the police, they might have been able to trace it back to her, but I broke it after I threw it at her. And so I found the tracks. I was just about to take it back to the supply shop, but I ran into some kid trespassing. Tried to catch her. I think it's this one. No? The kid he's referring to must be Abigail Clark. She's already confirmed Chet's story that she ran into him at the industrial park, and he had the handcart. You just told us you lost the person you were chasing when you tripped over the train. But then you said you threw it at her. Which one is it? Fine, I threw it. That stupid kid was going to get me in trouble for stealing. If you're so worried about getting in trouble for stealing, why didn't you just check out the handcart instead of taking it? I'm not talking about the handcart. I'm talking about the computers. Sometimes when something good comes through the yard, I'll take a taste for myself. Yesterday, it was a shipment of computers. I borrowed the handcart to move them and was about to return it when that kid showed up. I was worried she'd seen me taking the computers, so I tried to get rid of her. Please don't tell my boss I'm a thief. I swear that I'm usually really good at my job. I just need a little bit of bread to pay my bills. You know what I mean? No way. I'm sure that you hope I do. Don't leave town. I have a feeling we'll be meeting again really soon. Yeah, that guy's seedy. Glenn Carter just called me some results from the home movie. He determined that the footage is a military training video from El Salvador produced during the Salvadorian Civil War. He's also determined that your victim is Benito Mora, aka the Butcher of San Mauricio. Apparently he earned the name from some nasty errands he ran for the government during the Civil War. The odd thing is, it appears that there's no town called San Mauricio in El Salvador. We're still trying to figure out what it refers to. I'll be in touch when I learn something more. Classified document? Industrial park scene. Alright. Oh, let's see who I'm going to send it to. Duh. So funny, more people are following me. That's great. We still don't know much about Benito Mora's past, or why someone would want him dead. If only we could find someone other than that ghastly Whitmore who knew him. Nice. I mean, honestly, if I were you guys, I would be blue and just play blue all the way, because you can obviously see me playing red. Elise Clark knew your victim prior to yesterday. Well, then perhaps she also knows the freelancer. Also, Mr. Reddington's contacts monitor Elise and her sister at the hotel. Elise Clark has been lying to us since our first conversation. And the day planner we found identified Benito Mora as the butcher of San Marcio confirms that she had connection to him. Well, if Elise Clark recognized the victim, then it stands to reason that she may have had something to do with his death. And as a manager of the hotel, she'd have ample opportunity to cover it up. Good point. We'll head over to the hotel now and see if shaking her up a little bit will make her more talkative. Let's do it. Let's do it. Look at this place. I see Elise has been pretty busy getting everything in order for Floriana Campo's event this evening. You'd think since it was almost showtime, she'd be here supervising the staff's preparations, but the front desk clerk doesn't know where she is. I told him to send her our way when she turns up. In the meantime, let's check out the event site. Elise has spent a lot of time here in the last several hours. She may have stashed something here from the victim's hotel or safekeeping. Alright, so we got binoculars, saxophone, gas mask, no swimming. Oh, whoa, it's an object of interest. Binoculars and a monocle. Necklace. Ooh, almost a star. A gas mask. What is this doing here? Let's take it back to the post office to run a chemical trace. There could be clues on indicating when it was last used. It looks like there's blood on these binoculars. Let's see if Aram can tell us who it belongs to. It's true. There you are. I've had our old friend Mr. Brinks monitoring the hotel, and he had some interesting things to report in. He saw Elise Cart leave the hotel 2 hours ago by taxi. He followed her from there to a grimy bar called the Peacock's Nest, where she met a man, Jet Abrams. The bar was loud, so Mr. Brinks couldn't hear the conversation, but they got into a heated argument. Mr. Abrams stormed out of the bar, and then Clark made a short call on her cell phone. Brinks then followed her back to the hotel and booked himself in a room for the night. We continue to monitor the Clark sisters from inside the hotel. We'll be in touch with any further news. Okay then. Let's analyze. Let's examine. Oh brother. Okay, so two. Okay, so I think I know where at least one of these is. Yep. Nope, I didn't. I lost it. That's unfortunate. Okay, so the exact last place I would think. Man, I cannot follow these things. Nice work. The chemical substance you identified clearly looks unique from the others. Let's see if Aram can identify it. Thanks for coming in and talking with us again, Elise. We found your day planner at the district park. You mentioned the butcher of San Marcio. We believe it refers to our victim, Benito Mora. The Butcher of San Marcio is a horror movie Abigail and I watched as kids. I saw a guest who looked just like the actor that played the butcher. I jotted it down to tell Abigail later. Now, unless you have some sort of legal reason for detaining me, I've got to get back to the hotel and finish preparations for Miss Campo's event. You can go for now. We may be in touch again soon. Elise's excuse sounds pretty flimsy to me. She seemed eager to get back to the event site. Let's go take another look at the venue and see if there's something else there she doesn't want us to see. Alright. Take a closer look around. Let me know if you see anything that looks out of place. Something that Elise might try and dispose of later. Okay? One letter. Nice. Somebody don't want to find out what was written in this letter. Let's get it back to the post office, put it together so we can see what they were hiding. Agents, could I have a moment? We tried to ring Jet Abrams for questionings, but his supervisor says he never returned to work after our last interrogation. I think he may be on the run. I flagged his name so he won't be able to purchase tickets to flee the country, but it may be some time before we're able to locate him. Or he's dead. My guess is he's probably dead. This letter's written in Spanish, and it's very old. A man named Ernesto wants his cousin to look after his 2 daughters for a few days. He's worried about some soldier who just arrived in town. He says that their leader, General Mora, suspects that some of the townsfolk have been harboring rebels. Ernesto thinks it's all just a ploy by the army to take over the town, but he doesn't know why. He also said he's seen soldiers carrying around gas masks, and he's heard stories of them spraying chemicals in the desert. It looks like the name of the town he's talking about is San Mauricio. We need to bring Elise back into question her about this letter. She is one of the daughters Ernesto mentions, that she made a compelling motive for Benito's murder. Last time we talked, you told us that The Butcher of San Mauricio was a horror film, but this letter we found seems to imply that it's an actual town and that something bad happened there. What can I say? That movie has a very dedicated fan following who treat the world of the film as if though it were a real place. Well, if that's the case, you should have no problem telling us which part of the film this letter is referencing. Okay. So The Butcher Man is a low-budget slasher film about a local butcher who goes crazy during the war and starts killing townspeople because he thinks they're working with hostile forces. There's a father in the movie named Ernesto who saves his daughter from the butcher by sending her away to stay with a cousin. When the daughters finally return to the village, they discover that everyone is dead. The general killed them all. No? I suck so much, man. Well, I guess there's no direct contradiction between Elise's description of the film and what we saw in the letter, but I'm still not convinced that she's telling us the truth. If the villain in the movie was a butcher, why did you say the general killed them all? The letter we found mentions a general as well, General Mora. I'm guessing his first name is Benito. I recognized Mora as soon as I saw his ugly face. He was the one who brutally murdered the people in my village because he thought we were aiding the rebels. My sister and I survived because her father sent us away to stay with a cousin the day after they came into town. He said he didn't trust them, that something felt off about them. We thought he was just being paranoid, but when we came back to the village a few days later, it was completely gone. Every building in town had been burned to the ground, and we never found my parents' bodies. The only thing I had left of my father was the letter. I have every reason to wish the Butcher of San Mauricio harm, but I swear on my father's grave that I had nothing to do with his death. That remains to be seen. Don't plan on leaving anytime soon, Elise. Dang, man. Alright guys, we're 63% done. I am going to give it a wrap. I'm going to wait for the analyst. I'm going to grab some stars. This has been Pitching Case 88. Over and out.